Hey Kev, how are you going?
Hey Sarah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. What's it been like out there? Are the waters starting to recede?
Yeah, the water's yeah definitely dropped. From the flooding heights, there's still a lot of water around. We managed to get up to Charleville last weekend, so that's the first time in 6 weeks that I've left the site or had the ability to leave the site. The road opened last week. Still cut off to the north, so still no traffic going up to Thargomindah, still no traffic south to Burke, but we can get to the east up through Cunnamulla to Charleville. There's a lot of damage to the road, but it's serviceable and you can get up there safely. Really devastating, some of it, the amount of livestock that's perished as a result of the flooding. It really hits home when you realise how close that all was to us. Feel like we've been on another planet down here. But I've been out to the fence. I've just come back. I was out there yesterday, and water's still slowly receding out there. You'll be able to pop some photographs up, sort of showing we've got the hot wires re-established all the way around the fence. It's probably only 120 meters now of fence that the bottom electric wire isn't functional, but the rest is. There is a lean to one section of fence that's probably, at about 70 degrees. But as I say, we've got two hot wires, and it's unlikely that a cat's swimming out there and climbing the fence. I'll never say never, and that's why we call it a predator exclusion fence, not a predator proof fence. I'll be able to get out there and service cameras in the coming week or so to check to make sure that cats are still non-detectable inside the fence. But for now, I'm really trying to focus on getting our management back in place when and as I can access the area. It's a long way around at the moment. You've got to travel sort of 13, 14 kilometres around the fence one way, and then you've got to backtrack all the way back around because that water pushes currently from the fence all the way down into the Paru River. It was pretty exceptional to watch because we're a long way off the river, and all of that water managed to push all the way back up to the Bilby fence and inside the Bilby fence.
But for now, as far as we know, the bilbies are safe. And didn't you say you could see an awful lot of bilby digging where the soil is wet?
Yeah, yeah, it was really obvious. I had the opportunity to go up in a helicopter when the flooding was happening to go out and do an assessment of the fence. And yeah, it's tons and tons of bilby digging. And there was like 99% of the bilby enclosure is higher ground, so it wasn't inundated where there was any risk to the bilbies through the flooding itself. It's only, caused some risk to the fence. But yeah, lots of bilby sign on the outside and on the inside of the fence. So still seeing bilby prints in the mud. As late as yesterday, right at the area where we were standing, there's bilby prints. But I always say nervously that on the outside of the fence, along with those bilby prints, there are cat prints as well. So it always makes me nervous, but it's always uplifting to see. That's 4 years now, or over 4 years since we first detected bilbies on the outside of the fence. So and with really good conditions like we've got at the moment, there's lots of other stuff for the cats to eat as well. They're not just out there prowling around for bilbies. So things tend to get a little scarier right at the end when there's nothing else left to eat. And bilbies being such survivors, they're the last on the menu for cats. So yeah, fingers crossed as always. We just need to knuckle down and get back to work and do what we do here, which is manage the landscape so that it's good for bilbies.
Absolutely. And the fact that we've been managing the landscape for a 10 kilometre perimeter margin instead of a 1 kilometre one means that the cats aren't right up at the fence.
Yeah, and as I say, we've got a lot of support from the Queensland Parks and Wildlife Service that work out here on the national park. So with that extended area, we've got contractors that come in as well. So I don't feel like we're carrying all of the weight. There's a lot of people focused on this project, and as you said, now we manage an area at 700 square kilometres to keep the pressure off that fence, not that just that initial. It started as only 500 metres off the fence. Now we're a long way from that. So, and that fence acts like a bit of a vacuum cleaner in the landscape as well. That because we focus our effort around the fence, it's collecting a lot of animals that come across that fence as an obstruction in the landscape, and they've either got to go left or right. So, it sort of focuses a lot of the activity, which makes it a lot easier to control.
All right, thanks, Kev. Well, good luck with the rest of the cleanup and working on the fence. Thanks.
Thanks.